Welcome back, everyone. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Katie, and this is the Serial Nerds podcast,
where we discuss all things nerdy, weird, and supernatural.
And this week we're going to be speaking about the trial of the Chicago 7.
And also the Sons of Sam documentary that was released on Netflix.
Yes.
We'll talk about the Chicago 7 first. We'll get into the Sons of Sam later. But the Chicago 7 actually surprised me. I was looking at it was an Oscar bait movie kind of situation where put out a political movie just before Oscars and it was getting rave reviews. But I watched it and Sacha Baron Cohen blew me away. That man can act.
That's what, when we started watching it, you were like, oh, here comes another funny accent. And I was like, yeah, but this is what the guy sounded like.
Yeah.
He did a very good impression of, an interpretation of that person.
Oh, he did. He really did. And it wasn't until he was in the comedy club kind of thing and he was standing in front of the crowd and he was wearing the American flag shirt. And I was like, oh, that's the guy who's doing the speech in Forrest Gump.
Yes, you just saw the American flag shirt. You were like, oh, Forrest Gump. I was like, yeah.
Fucking no. But every actor gave it their all in that. The guy, I can't recall his name right now, and I don't want to look up because my keyboard is too clacky. But the guy who was in The Big Short, he played Steve Carell's second in command. He was the stoner Cheech and Chong kind of guy with all the hair and the massive beard.
Yes. I cannot remember his name.
He was amazing. I didn't recognize him. I looked it up. I saw him. I was like, I'm sorry? That's the bald guy from The Big Short that has the sullen voice and very stern. And he's there whoa, we just gotta appreciate it, man. If you're gonna make a pipe bomb, he's just talking about how to make Molotov cocktails. But Eddie Redmayne, I can't stand how he talks. I can't.
But that's the way he was talking, innit? So you can't really, that's, if you hear the actual person that he's imitating, that's him.
No, I understand that. It's just
Jeremy
the way
Strong.
He talks.
Jeremy Strong.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Could not remember his name for the life of me.
Yeah. He's a very good actor. He almost disappeared into that role. And I forgot it was him and I thought I was watching the actual guy that was on trial. But also the gentleman who played what was the 8th member of the gang, the black guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Oh, Bobby Short? Not Bobby Short.
Shore?
Seal.
He was amazing. His acting, every scene he was in where he was like, I am still not represented in this trial. His lawyer, what was it happened to the lawyer? He had a accident or something.
He was in getting gallbladder surgery or something like that. It was in a different state, getting a surgery.
And he couldn't attend the trial, but they still went ahead with the trial.
Oh, yeah, because racism.
Because racism, yeah. And he's I love that he stood. He's it says on those signs outside, the trial of the Chicago 7, there's 8 of us here.
I'm not part of that Chicago 7.
Yeah. And then the gentleman
even the guys that are at the side of the thing weren't part of the Chicago 7.
The two fall guys.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Give-backs?
The give-backs, yeah.
Makes the jury not feel as bad as
when they convict two people of being non-guilty. I can't even get the word out.
It makes the jury feel less bad about convicting the other 5.
Yeah.
And what was I talking about? Yeah, I was going to say the gentleman who played Fred Hampton, the Black Panther leader, was very good as well.
Yeah.
And the way they handled the situation around Fred Hampton again was very well done. And the scene where they bet the gentleman and they gagged them.
Yeah, Bobby. Yeah,
Bobby.
It's very hard to watch that.
I was uncomfortable the whole time because you were saying to me, this actually happened.
Yeah.
And
this was all based off true events. So.
Yeah. It shocked me to my core that even Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was you have a man bound and gagged in an American courtroom.
Yeah. Like, the person that's trying to convict them all is like, this is too much.
Yeah, he's shown
You need
more.
to let this man go.
He's shown more empathy for him than the judge was.
Yeah.
That judge is such a good actor. I fucking hated him. I fucking
You forgot
hated him.
he was only the actor. You thought he was the actual judge.
Again, like everyone, like I said before, everybody disappeared into their role in this movie, and that judge made me fucking hate the actor. I'll never watch another movie he's in again.
No.
Like, he held their lawyer in like 27 contempts of court.
Yeah. Very funny at the end. It's just like, and he was held in so many times of contempt of court.
Yeah, like the post-credit script, it explained all the stories. It was like, he was held for contempt in court 27 times. But like, yeah, like I can see why I got the nomination. It was very well done. The acting, the script. It was an Aaron Sorkin script. Aaron Sorkin is famous for like doing The West Wing. He did a Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson, and he did The Social Network.
Do you know that it was meant to be brought out in theatres, but because the pandemic hit, it got released on Netflix?
No way.
Netflix bought the rights to it.
Well, they probably did that with loads of things. They probably scooped up like everything.
Because it was meant to come out in September of 2020.
Yeah.
And they were probably like, oh, it's not going to make enough money in the theatre, so we might as well just sell it to Netflix and let them. Because Paramount Pictures did it.
Yeah.
So, like, I just find it so funny now that it's like, oh yeah, nobody's going to go to the cinema to see it. So we'll just sell it to Netflix and try and get our money.
Well, like, Netflix are one of the big boys now. They're like Oscar-nominated studio now, so...
Yeah.
It's weird to think, like, back in the day, it was all like Miramax and New Line Cinemas and Paramount and all that and Universal. And now it's like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. They're all getting nominated for Oscars.
Yeah, it's like in association with Netflix. What?
That's how they should open the Oscars next year. Just in that Netflix. Boom. Netflix brought to you. The Oscars brought to you by Netflix. It'll have a high budget, it'll look great, and everybody will love it. And then there'll be clothes with the Oscars printed on it in pennies.
Jesus.
Netflix knows how to merch, man. That's all that Stranger Things stuff in pennies. When it came out on July 4th there a few years ago.
Was it July 4th?
Huh?
July 4th?
Yeah, so I know we're getting off topic from Chicago 7, but like Stranger Things, they released I think it was their first or second season was released in like October to line up with Halloween, because it was a Halloween themed season.
Yeah.
And then the third season was based on the 4th of July, so they released it on the 4th of July.
Independence Day.
Huh?
Independence Day.
Independence Day, America, fireworks, beer, woo, steaks,
Woo.
woohoo, freedom.
Pay money for this.
Huh?
Pay money for this show.
You're free to do what we tell you. But yeah, with the Chicago 7, the set pieces and how, like, I love how it kept cutting back to the actual events, and you can see how they saw it, and then you see how it all unfolded and how the events happened. Like when Eddie Redmayne's character shouted out, if they want blood in the streets, they'll have blood in the streets, or something along those lines.
If the blood's gonna roll.
Oh yeah, if the blood's gonna flow, let it flow throughout the streets. And he said, I thought I said our.
No, your man Abby said that.
Oh, because he kept leaving out the
he said
possessive.
that he read all of his stuff that he's wrote, and he always leaves out
like
what
the
was it he
possessive
said?
stuff.
I can't even remember the words that he said, but it was like, you always, I can't even remember, like the dominant veld or something like that. He said something about it. He said that everything that he's written in his life has always been like that.
Yeah, like he said, like, you're a fan of my work. And he's like, yeah, I've read everything you ever wrote. And he not like purposely, he absentmindedly left out the word our. Yeah. So what he was meant to say is, if our blood is going to flow in the streets, if our blood's going to flow, let it flow all over the streets.
Yeah.
But when he said, when blood flows all over the streets, the prosecution could take that as in riots.
Yeah, we're going to attack the police.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even get a synopsis. Like, the Toronto Chicago Sun is about seven individuals who were being prosecuted for inciting the riots during the Democratic National Rally during the 1968 presidential election.
No, during the anti-Vietnam War protests.
Oh, I thought it was before.
It was during a Democratic National Convention.
That's it. Democratic National Convention. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, and these people were put on trial because they're like the figureheads, like the leaders, the ringleaders of the whole situation, and the government wanted to like pin it on someone.
Well, it was more like they knew these people from other things, so they were like, we want to get these people.
Yeah, they were known as like troublemakers. Well, some of them were known as troublemakers. Some of them were known as like draft dodgers. Or no, he wasn't drafted and he didn't volunteer. Eddie Redmayne's character.
Yeah.
So,
but the rest of them wouldn't.
Yeah, so some of them were like draft dodgers and all that. So they wouldn't like, they wouldn't enlist stoners or anyone like that in the army. But the Sacha Baron Cohen character and what was the gentleman's name again, Kay? The other stoner?
Jeremy Strong.
Jeremy Strong. When they showed up during the judges' cloaks.
And then took off the judges' cloaks and had police uniforms on. It was very good.
I legitimately smacked my knee laughing at that. It was very good. I can see why we watched it. And it was really interesting watching. It was a good eye-opener to what it was like in America back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. Peace and love.
Oh, it was brutal. It was raw. It was a raw look at it. And
make love, not war.
Make love. Well, if you're asking the other characters, like make Molotov cocktails, not war. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a sleeper. He was very good in that. Underrated, to be honest. Like when the brief scenes he had like what, 5-10 minutes total of screen time. More?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah. Well, they were in the park.
That's like 2 minutes.
And then a trial alone, he probably got about 10 minutes talking.
So 15 minutes. 50 minutes. Yeah, 50 minutes. Like, every time he was on the screen, every time he spoke, he was very good. And like that's the thing that this movie did very well. I forgot I was watching actors.
Yeah. You think it was a documentary?
Yeah. Like when my personal favourite scene was when Eddie Redmayne gets caught. The tape of him coming out saying, if blood's going to flow in the street, let it flow throughout the whole city. And he says, put Abby on the stand. Abby being Sacha Baron Cohen's character, who's been a clown, a comic relief character the whole movie.
Not even that. Like, Eddie Redmayne's character is literally like, you're a fool. You know nothing about this. You don't want to end the war because that means that you won't be known anymore.
Yeah, you won't be able to perform in front of colleges. You won't have any material and stuff like that. But he gets caught in the tape, and then he's like, "Okay, you can't go on the stand. I'll tear you apart." And he's like, "Put Abby on the stand." I think he's in Addy. Sorry, he's like, "Put Abby on the stand," and he gets up, and he is the most eloquent, well-spoken person in the whole group. Almost like he displays an argument, and he tears it apart, and he gets questioned by the prosecution, and he just rips them a new one in regards to laws and the Bible verses and all that.
Yeah. He's very good. He's very well spoken and knows his stuff. Like, so it just makes you think, oh my God, you think he's a stoner and he knows nothing, but he actually knows an awful lot that nobody'd even think about.
Yeah, like it was very interesting. Like they flipped the switch. Like I thought he was going to get up on the stand. They're like, he's going to make jokes. He was going to like have props and stuff like that as like a laugh. But he sat there, like almost like he had his hands crossed across his stomach, and was just speaking very soft, very polite to the prosecution.
Yeah.
Maybe he respected the prosecution more than he respected the judge.
No, he knew that he had to tell his side of the story and what was going on, trying to make it better because they knew they were losing. Like, the jury was against them. Like, the whole court system was against them the whole time.
Yeah.
So it just makes you think, like, he was actually thinking, oh, I might actually get us out of this if I tried.
And he did. He gave it his all. And, like, still, the federal government just wanted to pin the riots on these 7 individuals. Well, 5 if you take out the 2 give backs.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we don't need these two. That's fine.
You can have these two back. But yeah, if you're gonna watch something over the week or in the evening or anything, and you want to sit down and have a laugh, but also a serious conversation, this is the one to watch.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it before, definitely check it out because it's well worth a watch.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Daryl even thumbs it up on Netflix.
Huh?
You thumbed it up.
Oh, I don't do that.
You don't do it, but you did it for that one.
Like, there's only a few things I've thumbed up on Netflix, and that would be Trial of the Chicago 7, Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends.
There was something else we watched recently that you did as well.
There's what?
What was it? There was something else we watched recently. I can't remember what it was. But after we finished it, did you like thumbs up?
Was it Castlevania?
No.
I thought I thumbed that up.
What else was it?
It was a TV show.
No, it was a movie that we watched.
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember what it was now, but you thumbed something else up and I was like, oh, okay. He's like that one.
He must have liked that. But yeah, and then you went and watched the Friends reunion.
Oh, yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was alright. I cannot stand James Corden.
Oh, don't get me... Don't,
yeah,
please.
I can't stand him. Like, he just made everything about, like, stupid. Like, why did he need to be there? And what was he doing there? Like, he literally just sat there and asked, like, the stupidest questions. And you're like, what is your point? Like, were you just brought in to be paid money?
I thought they'd do it like the Fresh Prince reunion, where they'd have just the surviving cast in a room on the set. Which they could have done. They could have just sat them on the couch in Monica's apartment, or they could have sat them on the couch in Central Perk and just showed them the highlights and showed them like testimonials. Like, I don't know why they had to change it up and bring James Corden into it.
Well, there was a lot of side characters and
True.
And stuff like that, and stuff that everybody wanted to know, like the audience wanted to know, that you wouldn't have got if you hadn't had somebody there asking questions.
Yeah.
But still, why James Corden? Why
you
not
really
someone
have a vendetta
else?
against Smithy.
He's not Smithy anymore.
He's not.
He's American now. He's not English. He's American now. He just doesn't, like, he's completely changed since he was Smithy.
Yeah.
And he's not funny anymore. His jokes are all PG because he's in America. And if he says something wrong, he's going to get cancelled. And that's how he sees it now. So he's paying everything PG, doesn't do anything wrong. Oh, he's the guy that sings in the car and that's it.
I was waiting for him to mention carpool karaoke.
I just can't. And he's in everything. Like,
He's
he
in every
never
musical.
turns down a gig. Like, oh my God. Just leave it alone. Just get out. Like, you can take a couple of weeks off and just do your own show. That's fine.
Like, he's in nearly every movie adaptation of musicals now. He was in Into the Woods. He was in Cats. I think he's in another one. I can't recall off the top of my head the other one. But
And if he's not in them, he auditioned for them.
No, he's in Cats.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If there's something else that he wasn't in.
Oh, he's definitely
like The Greatest
up there.
Showman, he probably auditioned for it, but didn't get it.
Yeah, but Hugh Jackman got that one.
No, but he probably went for like one of the side characters.
Maybe. The Bearded Woman.
And it didn't get it because, like, they were probably like, oh, James
Can't
Corden.
have James Corden play a woman.
Because all I read on Twitter the whole time I was waiting for the reunion to come out was, why is James Corden in this? Why is David Beckham in this? Why is Lady Gaga in this? Like, like everybody was like, what is going on here? Like, why can't we just have the Friends cast and all the outsiders, all the like side characters that was in it coming back in? Instead of having, like, James Corden, David Beckham.
Yeah.
Like, Lady Gaga came in and sang with Lisa
Kudrow.
Kudrow, yeah.
She sang Smelly Cat. I heard
and
about that.
sang Smelly Cat, and I was like, what was the point? And then at the end was like, thank you so much. And, like, Lisa Kudrow looked so uncomfortable the whole time that they were doing it. I was like, what is going on here? Like, it actually made me feel uncomfortable. Because I was watching it. Yeah, and she was like, and then Lady Gaga at the end was like, oh, thank you so much for letting us be the weird people. And Lisa Kudrow sitting there being like, what?
Huh?
Oh, you're welcome, yeah. Like, it was so random and so unnecessary. And then David Beckham came on and was like, oh, and I'm away from my family. I watch it all the time. I felt like it was one of those commercials. Like, Do you know those commercials that I'm talking about? When I'm away from home, I use this.
Are you away from home and into coping mechanism?
Yeah.
10 seasons of Friends on Netflix.
Yeah, I was like, what is the point in this? Like, why do we need this? I would have been just happy with watching them in
In the Central Perk.
the Central Perk or in Monica's apartment or Joey's apartment, Joey and Chandler's apartment, and just doing nothing, like just talking to each other, because that's the first time they've been in the same room in 17
You were
years.
saying that to me, like it's been like 20 or something, not like 20 years,
17
like 10,
years.
15 years since they've all been in the same room, and they don't even
17
talk to each other
years,
anymore. I just found it weird. Like they could have just done the exact same thing as the Fresh Prince. Just get the set, get them down on the set. If they wanted questions written done, like you were saying, just get like Zoom call testimonials from super fans to do it. I can see why they got some celebrities they need to draw, but I don't see why they need to draw people to it. It's Friends. Everybody loves Friends.
And not even that, like at the end, they had like a fashion show.
What?
A fashion show. And like Cara Delevingne and Justin Bieber were there.
What were
And
they
I was
modelling?
Like, the wedding dress that Rachel wore to her ex-best friend and her ex-fiance's wedding.
Okay.
Now where she has it tucked into her underwear.
I can't say I do.
But that one, they had her with Cara Delevingne wearing that. And then they had Justin Bieber come out in...
Don't say the leather trousers.
No, Cara Delevingne wore them.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then Justin Bieber was... Oh, what was he? He was something. And I was like, what is he? Like, what's going on here? The only funny part of that part was Matt LeBlanc came out and was wearing all the clothes.
Oh.
Do you know that episode where he puts on all of Chandler's clothes?
And he's not wearing any underwear?
Yeah. That's the funniest part of that thing. But
he
when
starts
Justin
lunging.
Bieber and Cara Delevingne came out, I was like, what is this? I was like, I know it's funny to see the outfits again, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it didn't need to be them two people, like.
I would have preferred if they had like a slideshow. I was like, could you believe you wore this?
Yeah, like showing all the bad outfits that they wore the whole time.
Chandler in all his sweater vests.
His feather vests were awesome. Don't you dare say that.
Monica's many outfits. But like, yeah, like I understand celebrity guests. It's all great and fun to have. But it's not like they were short of guest stars.
Yeah, like
They had Robin. They had like, why not Brad Pitt? Bring Brad Pitt back.
No.
Oh,
can't.
Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, can't do that.
Oh, yikes. Like, where was Gunther? Don't tell me Gunther's dead.
No, he showed up on a Zoom meeting because he lived out of country.
Oh, okay.
And couldn't get back for the reunion.
Okay.
Because of COVID.
Okay, that's fine. That's the most Gunther thing ever, to be honest with you.
But he does not look like Gunther at all.
Does he look totally different now?
Oh my god, I was like, who is this person? And then it was like Gunther, and I was like, what?
Like, are you totally surprised how like different the cast looks since they were like 20 years on now?
Yeah, Botox to the max. Fake teeth galore. Like
Melted.
Matthew Perry couldn't speak. He came out in an interview this week and said that he had gotten his teeth done the week before the shooting, so he couldn't speak very much.
Could I have any more injections?
Because everybody was like, what's wrong with Matthew Perry? What's going on? Like, why is he so quiet and blah, blah, blah. But then it came out that he's after breaking up with his fiancée.
Okay.
They've been engaged for 6 months and she's 20-something.
And he's what, 70?
50.
He's how long?
50? 50-something, I think he is.
Okay.
And he was engaged to this girl who was like 20-something. And then they broke it off. Then it came out during the week. But I was like, oh, maybe
She
that's
just
what
wants
was
that
going on.
Miss Chandler bong money. That's all she wants.
I wouldn't say so. I think she's a famous...
Oh, is she? I actually don't know who he was engaged to. I didn't know he was engaged. I thought he was married. They're all married.
Her name. Molly Hurwitz. Molly Hurwitz or something.
Molly Hurwitz.
Yeah, he was engaged to her and then they broke it off. I just heard yesterday that they broke it off. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay. And then everybody thought he was back on the pain pills that he was addicted to.
Yeah, you were saying he doesn't remember seasons 3, 4, 5 and 6 or something like that.
Yeah, he doesn't remember 3 years of his life
Jesus.
while on it.
Speaking of years of your life, the memes with Joey Tribbiani looking like the absolute outlet.
Matt LeBlanc.
It's Joey Tribbiani, yeah.
It's Matt LeBlanc.
So it's Joey Tribbiani, yeah. Looking like an absolute Dan a Sunday watching under-20s hurling. Like, the memes...
No, he looks like the uncle that you haven't seen in a couple of months.
He looks like
coming
me dad. He looks like me dad or me uncle. I have a few uncles that look like that. But just like the memes. So you bought the trousers with the holes in them, did you? Just sitting there with like the polo shirt that they wear to all the christenings.
Oh.
With his arms across
my favourite one was when your uncle comes in and asks you what you're studying and you say law. He's like, oh, Jesus, law. I know who to come see when I'm in a bit of trouble.
I was always like, so is the DJing still going well, isn't it?
Very funny. I found
like, he looks like an absolute
I literally sat there
outfit.
For an hour just reading all of them because they were so funny.
Like, he looks like, I don't know, like he looks like the fella at the Irish weddings that just sits at the bar the whole time. Doesn't say congratulations to the bride and groom, and when Come and Eileen comes on, or Madness, he's up on the dance floor just giving it socks. He hears that saxophone, and he's up. Just elbows. He's just walking with elbows. Fucking love it. I didn't see any other memes except for that one.
Yeah, that was the only one I seen.
They're the only good memes that come out of it. But, like, all in all, was it a good reunion?
I thought it was good. Now, you could have got rid of half the stuff that they did and just added in, like, extra funny bits, like...
Yeah, it could have got rid of some clutter.
The other scandal that happened in it was that apparently Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer fancied each other the whole time during Friends.
Oh.
And they said that they couldn't pursue it
Why?
themselves because either one of them was in a relationship, like Jennifer Aniston got married and stuff like that, so they couldn't do it in real life, so they put all of that into Ross and Rachel. And everybody was like, that's what made it so good, because it was real.
just go to Vegas.
But they're both single now, so...
Huh?
They're both single now. That's what everybody's saying. No, they're both single now. We don't know what's going to happen.
We might see that. Oh, we might see a development coming there. That's a world's exclusive right there off Katie.
Not for me.
She was first one to report it as well. She was first to find out. She'll let me know.
Yeah. When I find out, you'll find out.
Once I know, you know. Like, seeing them, like... You're watching the older seasons at the moment. You're watching, like, well, you're on season 1.
Oh, yeah, I had to go back and rewatch them.
Yeah, you're on season 1 or 2 or 3?
I'm on 2. The middle of 2.
And, like, just looking at them there and looking at them now, the years have not been kind. Like, I can't say much. Like, I used to have long hair and now I'm bald. So I can't really say much. But, Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't say that now. Matt LeBlanc looks great.
If you're into Irish outfits with a beard.
Yeah, he looks great. He didn't do anything to himself. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't let the...
He went from, how you doing, to, how you getting on?
How you getting on, hi. Very true, yeah. But, like, Matthew Perry and David Schwimmer, I don't know what was going on with David Schwimmer. He just looked so tired. I was like, oh my God, does he sleep?
He's starting to turn into his character from the O.J. Simpson TV show.
Yeah, Rob Kardashian.
Yeah, he's starting to look a lot like him. I'm not even, like, not like now, but like, he's looking a lot like him in the TV show. With the hair and the scary looking face.
Yeah, and then Jennifer Aniston looks great. She always has.
Yeah, of all of them, I think Lisa Kudrow is timeless.
She never changed. She
flawless.
Could get back into Phoebe's costumes and be absolutely the same. Like,
yeah, like there's no change. Like, I don't know if she's like, if it's just all natural or if there's been work done, but like, she looks stunning.
Whoever a doctor is did a great job.
Oh, give us a show. Like, give me his card. Genuinely. Oh my God.
She made an appearance for like 10 seconds.
I'm sorry, she was nearly a cornerstone of the TV show.
Like, that's what everybody knows. If you say, oh my God, everybody impersonates her.
Yeah, like, you can't say, oh my God, without going, oh my God.
Yeah. Always.
Chandler. And then, like, what other thing? They brought back the guy, the neighbour from downstairs.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Winkle.
Yeah, he was very funny. But he looks the exact same.
He's been out of it since season 2.
Because you were watching the other day, like I was saying, and an episode with him came on it. And then I looked him up from the reunion, and he looks the exact same.
Yeah.
It's scary. Again, him and Lisa Kudrow, timeless.
He must be 70 odd now.
I'm just annoyed they didn't bring Paul Rudd back.
Such a waste.
Too busy doing Ant-Man 3.
Such a waste. He was the best.
You can't have everything, Kay, okay? I think they should have brought Paul Rudd back, whipped out a tennis table.
And let him.
And Courtney Cox just play it out. See who actually won. Or they should have started throwing. They should have gave the two audience members a ball to throw and like don't drop the ball for the whole thing. But that's just pipe dreams, and James Corden probably said no. Oh, they probably couldn't do it because of COVID as well.
Yeah. Well, they were all hugging and everything, so they must have all been tested and vaccinated and stuff. So
yeah, all the audience members probably had to show their vax cards.
Probably.
And in a few weeks' time, I'll be able to flash mine.
Next week.
It's not next week, is it the 18th?
Yeah, no, I thought you were back.
The 11th. Sorry, it's the 11th.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's next week.
Oh, boys, I'll be able to go drinking.
No, you won't.
Maybe I'll have to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
Be able to go to the drive-through cinema, which is the most... I'm sorry, off topic from Friends. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. The drive-through cinemas are closed.
I don't understand it at all.
Like, if anything, that's the safest thing. Just get rid of all the food trucks. That's the safest thing. Just have toilets that are sanitized after every use. Like,
but
you're 2 meters apart. You're in your own car. You're with your own bubble. I don't see anything wrong with it.
With the food trucks, they were delivering it to people's cars. Or like putting it on a table beside the food truck so people could just go over and grab it and not have to.
It's the exact same as like takeaway food from a restaurant.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the exact same thing, but I have no idea. Like, I follow the Retro Driving Movies on Instagram, and they were the whole news of the zoo reopening early and all that was coming out, and they whipped out their reindeer from Christmas. Like, if we put these out, can we open early as well?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the most fun experience I've had watching a movie was in the car. Because you're in your own space, you don't have to buy expensive stale popcorn from the cinema. But that being said, I miss expensive stale popcorn from the cinema.
Yeah.
Like,
can't wait to go back.
Oh, I'm going to go back in August. I'm not going back for anything else. I'm going back in August when Suicide Squad comes out. Sorry, The Suicide Squad comes out.
The next movie that looks good, I'm going to see it.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
No.
Yeah, Suicide Squad with Margot Robbie and Idris Elba.
Any movie comes out.
And John Cena.
I might even go see A Quiet Place and just so I can sit in silence for 2 hours.
Oh, shut up. I'll go with just like talking to you.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah. You don't want to make any noise.
That's why we didn't go see A Quiet Place too. Oh, the first Quiet Place. Because that's exactly what you would have done.
Did we not go to that?
No, you went with your dad.
Yeah, I couldn't. I forgot to eat my sweets because I couldn't because the movie was so quiet.
You were afraid to open the packet.
I was afraid to open my sweets because the movie was so quiet. And I didn't want to like break the immersion for everyone. I love bringing Frank to the cinema. It's great. we find an action movie that's coming out and we just go and see it. It's fucking great. And we always get the VIP seats. We always end up in the sword cinema in the recliner seats.
Yeah.
It's the best.
You pay the extra for the recliner seats.
Oh, definitely. You had to pay the extra. I think I brought him to see The Predator and we got nearly the whole VIP area to ourselves because The Predator was a shit movie.
Nobody wanted to see that.
Nobody wanted to see it, but me and him loved it. We loved it.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that we loved, the Sons of Sam. That was a great segue. Don't knock that segue.
I wouldn't go that far though.
Speaking of the first 2 episodes of something we loved, you take it from here. Sons of Sam.
So
this is your area.
The Sons of Sam was about David Berkowitz.
Berkowitz. Was it Berkowitz?
I can never pronounce it properly. Yeah, Berkowitz.
Dave. Let's call him Dave.
Dave, yeah.
What,
no,
Dave?
No, I will not call him Dave.
What, Dave? Gonna do some killings tonight?
He can come murder
Dave?
6 people. Yeah. No, it was all about David Berkowitz, who it was nicknamed the 44 cult killer or the Son of Sam.
Yeah.
And he was found guilty. They found him and they did all this stuff. But then it came out that he wasn't the only one that was in the killings. And
ooh.
He wasn't the only one that they thought did the killings, and then he wouldn't speak to anybody for years, and then all of a sudden this reporter named I know his second name is Terry. I can't remember what his first name was.
Yeah, they had Paul Giamatti narrating him in the narrating his thoughts and memoirs in the TV show. I like Paul Giamatti. He's a great actor, and he did a very good job portraying the urgency and like the need to catch this guy out that the journalist wanted. Like, oh, excuse me. Like, he really captured the urgency and the not desperation, but like the need to figure out more about this son of Sam, and in turn the sons of Sam, because there's more. Like we're saying, there's more than one than Dave.
Yeah, here's the overview of it. It says author Maury Terry becomes invested that serial killer David Berkowitz, did not act alone, and try to prove that the web of darkness behind the Son of Sam murders goes deeper than anyone imagined, and his investigation cost him everything.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the first 2 episodes, great.
Yeah.
And then the second 2, it was kind of like, oh my God.
Oh, it went strange.
What is going on? Like, it was Charles Manson, blah, blah, cult, blah, this, that, this. And you're kind of looking at the screen going, I can't take in this much information in one episode. I can't do it.
Yeah,
it hurts my head.
Like, the first one is like, we're going to try and catch him. There's a murderer out there. It's crazy. The second one is like, we got him. We caught the killer. Third episode is like, they used to sacrifice goats and cats and dogs. And then the fourth one, like, the journalist Maury Terry interviews the real, like, he finally gets to sit down with him, and that kind of was interesting. But what I found interesting was the first 2 episodes, the manhunt and like the capture. Because I did this.
Yeah.
This is my first foray, my first dive into really watching true crime. Like, I never really watched it. You throw yourself into it nearly every day, but this is my first real sit down and watch something about true crime. That's
not without me trying to. Like, I've tried to get you to watch a few things.
Not without a lack of trying. Like,
yeah.
It's not like it's a scripted movie. It's not like it's a retelling, like a dramatic retelling of the movie. This is archive footage of women walking around with their hair tied up, changing their hair colour because this man would go after a person with certain hair colour or her hair length. It was the likes of, like, my favourite scene was when they catch him. Spoilers. They catch him in the second episode, and all the journalists are piling into this police station, and they start shouting questions at this detective, like this arresting detective or the intake detective. And the guy starts shouting, and the detective starts hurling abuse back at them because they're being so rude, like throwing questions. I was like, we already know he's 5'9", 5'9" to the top of his head, 5'10" to the top of his hair. And then they start shouting more questions. He's like, if you don't shut the fuck up, you won't get any more answers out of me. I was thought, like, that was the desperation boiling over from trying to catch him.
Not even that. I'd say it's like people are just so hard. Like, with journalists are so hard on, like, everything. They just want to know every bit of information that second. They don't even know if this guy's the one that actually killed him.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't stood trial or he hadn't pleaded guilty. So they can't really say anything at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So the police are just trying to keep it to themselves so they can get on with the investigation and look for that the guilty plead.
Yeah.
And then they can give the information out. But reporters don't get that. They're like, give me this. We want to know everything about this guy.
Yeah, but they kind of got that from him. Like, when he walked out to his car and the police, like, did like a sting on him, he's like, you got me. That's kind of an admission of guilt, but, like, journalists want to hear an official statement from the police saying, what did he say? Did he admit to it? Was there more than one? Did a dog tell him to do it?
Not even that. Like, it's like he said, oh yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
But they don't know he did it. They can't say 100% he did it because he wasn't convicted at that time.
He could have just been a crazy guy who wanted the attention.
Exactly, because that happens.
It does. I haven't seen. I personally don't know of any cases. You may know more than I do, but I haven't actually seen. What's the word? I haven't actually seen cases of where someone didn't murder anyone but admitted to it.
Oh yeah, there's loads of them.
Oh, is there?
Loads of them. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a few people like I've heard a lot of them where the people will just come forward and say they did it, or they're looking for a plea deal. So they're like, "Oh, I'll admit to this one if you give me less time."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they're admitting to a crime that they didn't commit, but because they're being offered less time for committing, admit that, then they're like, "Oh yeah, I did that one." And then they'll give the information, and the police are like, "That's nothing like what happened."
I saw a yellow Volkswagen Bug. He drives a Ford Capri.
Not even that. It's like, oh yeah, I dumped her body out in the woods, and then the police be like, if they don't have a body, they'd be like, all right, come out, show us where it was, and they literally go out for like 4 hours driving around. This is one that I've heard of where he's confessed to it, and then brought the police out for like 5 hours looking for this body, and then got back to the police station, was like, oh yeah, I don't actually know where the body is, I just wanted to time out.
Just wanted to go on a drive, which is
no, basically like, I just wanted to get out of prison for a couple of hours, so thanks.
There was a journalist on it, I'm trying to remember, it's like the Australian guy, his name was Wayne, and that fella was fucking hilarious. Like
is that the guy that went to the bar?
No, Wayne was the guy that kept cursing throughout it. It was actually. Yeah. It was one of the lads from the bar. So what's his name? Maury Terry would had more information than the police, because they reopened it because Dave, we're gonna call him Dave. Dave said I didn't commit all these murders, so it kind of blew open there's more.
So after so many years of not answering questions and not letting journalists in to speak with him and all that, he then decided that one day he was going to let Maury Terry in to have an interview with him. And then everything just came out in that interview, and the police were like, no, we got him. We were right. They don't listen to him. He's just saying this now for everybody else's attention.
Yeah, because I'm reading my notes here. It says he was prosecuted and charged with killing 6 people, wounding 7, but he was involved in 8 shootings. Is that correct?
8 shootings, 6 died, and
7 injured, and 2 of those 7 were stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the Maury Terry, 10, 15 years or something after these convictions, he asks him, did you commit all these murders? And he just goes, no, not all of them were mine.
No, he asked him about his cult. About the cult.
Oh yeah, he spoke to him about the cult. What was it called? The Process.
Oh.
It was because there was the children which freaked you out.
Yeah, I've read about. I've listened to podcasts about them. They're so weird.
And the children were part of this religious cult called the Process, which is where Charles Manson got the idea for Helter Skelter. I think I'm right with that one. My notes may be wrong. It was very late at night when I was watching this.
Charles Manson came up with Helter Skelter before he started a cult.
Yeah, so
Charles Manson was always bleeding Helter Skelter.
Yeah, so I think Charles Manson got the idea from this cult, but he liked the Beatles, or he heard the Beatles album, and he just took the name Helter Skelter. I could be wrong, but that's where I got the idea. That's where I got my idea from.
No, so apparently
the way I want to commit murders. We're going to go out and do a mass murder. What do you think?
No.
Oh.
What Helter Skelter is that people are going to
revolt against race war. Wasn't that the race war?
Yeah, it was the race war.
War.
And he got the name. So he took that from somebody else.
The Process.
Yeah. No. From some other cult. I don't know what the name of it was. But he got that from a different person. They were saying all this stuff, all that about the race war. And then Charles Manson was the first one to put a name to it. So he put it down as Helter Skelter because he liked the Beatles album Helter Skelter, or song Helter Skelter. Yeah,
the song from the White Album Helter Skelter. Yeah. The Beatles. Okay, that actually makes more sense. Again, what I found out was weird. They mentioned it in the documentary about Manson. They talk about Manson for a little bit. That he went to a party in the house where he did, no, not where he did, where the final, was it the final murders that were took place? The actress and her fiance or her husband?
No, we're friends. So Charlotte, what's her name?
It was, what's it called? It was in,
It is
it was in fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah. I can't remember her name, but no, it was her two friends that were staying with her, and she was 9 months pregnant at the time.
Yes, I remember. Sharon Tate, the Tate murders.
Sharon Tate.
Yeah, the Tate murders, sorry. I just remember Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
It was mad to think that he went to their house for a party.
Yeah, no, well, this is years before they...
Yeah, like it was, no, I thought it was months. It was months before the murders.
No, like, it wasn't it was the person who lived there before them.
Oh,
That's
okay.
whose house he was at. It was that's why they went back to that house, is because they wanted to kill that guy.
But ended up finding Tate and her friends.
Yeah, because he had moved out.
Okay. But like, if you're watching this, like, if you're planning on watching it, the first 2 episodes were really good, because I enjoy that kind of stuff, like the manhunt and the mystery around getting them, and then the eventual catch. But like, where it kind of lost me was when they started bringing the cult stuff into it. I understand that's part of why he did it and what he admitted to. Like, he changed his confession years after while he was in prison. But like,
what he said when they were when he was trying to give out names, because he didn't give out any names really, and he said that if he gave out names, his family would be killed, basically. So yes. He was like, I can't give you out that information because my family goes into danger then. So I'm not going to give everybody's names, but I can give you these 2 people because they've died now. So I can tell you that they did something because they can't hurt my family. Yeah,
like, one of the initiations for this cult was he had to bring photos of his family. And I don't know if they took them or if they burned them, but he was like, the cult was like, we're your family now. If you ever betray your family, we'll kill your old one, or something like that. And that's kind of fucked up, really, to be honest. Like, the way they talked about him, like he was like a quiet postal worker. And then he said
no one ever thought he would ever be like this. He'd never end up going to jail for this.
And then while the murders were happening, he told a female colleague who had like the long hair to like tie it up. He likes that kind of hair. It's like, oh, Jesus. Just tell me you're the killer. Here? Just tell me you're the killer. And then the pictures of him were released when he was asleep, which kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because, like, what was the headline? Like, son of Sam, Sam sleeps or something like that? Or serial killer sleeping. It's just weird what people will publish. Pictures of a serial killer asleep are fascinating.
It was on the front of the newspaper. Like, what? This guy is a convicted murderer. And you're just putting him asleep.
Yeah.
Look how innocent he is. He's fine.
He was cute.
He didn't kill all these people, but he did kill 3 of them.
Well, like, after watching it, I have a newfound respect for Mindhunter, where they found a guy that looks exactly like him.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was fucking scary.
So weird looking.
Like, the guy from Mindhunter.
But then they showed in the interview that he did with Maury Terry.
Yeah.
Years later, he looks nothing like that.
Oh, he looks completely different. Oh, he looks 100% different.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, is this the same guy?
Well, the Mindhunter episodes took place like after the killings.
Oh yeah, well, I know that, but
like, that's what I said. He's skinny. He got skinnier in prison, which happens apparently. And like, he lost all his hair. He grew a tash. He found God, apparently, according to his Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
He's a born again Christian, like an evangelical Christian. Like, it's just how soft spoken and mild mannered he was. Because like, when you think serial killer, you think not Ed Kemper. He again was calm, collected, and you think of Manson. You think of
they were all calm, collected.
Well, not Manson.
Yeah.
Is he?
He was a hippie, basically. Charles Manson was.
But he was a hippie.
He was a hippie that, like, it was all about free love and all this stuff, and the murderers were just something else. Like,
the murderers were the helter-skelter, but he wanted to be free love, and he wanted to do drugs and hitchhike and shit.
And then, like, that's what they did. Like, they lived in a ranch in
that
California.
used to be a film studio for old westerns.
And then like they all had his children. Like he has like
Does he have kids? Were they just
He
called the
has-
family because they were all a family, or was it like
Yeah.
a Waco kind of situation where you had kids with all of them?
he had kids, all of them,
Jesus Christ!
most of them, anyway.
Like they have to stop showing footage of the Manson children, like the girls with shaved heads walking in the corridor singing, because that's fucking haunting.
That's what happened.
It's fucking haunting.
Yeah, but that's how mind.
Yeah, like it was like brainwashing almost.
Manipulated these girls were that they thought that he was their lord. Like they thought he was God.
He was Jesus because he looked like Jesus, except he was short.
Oh, he's a BG. What are you talking about?
No,
BG.
Manson's very short apparently.
Oh yeah, well,
He doesn't like when you mention it, according to Mindhunter. I got all my facts from Mindhunter.
yeah, because that's totally factual.
It is 100% factual. King George went around interviewing serial killers.
Yeah.
What comes next?
Sure, it was like Ted Bundy. Like all these serial killers are just cool, calm, and collected.
What was the guy that was dressed as a clown?
That was Ed Kepner.
No, Ed Kempner was the tall guy. It was
Yeah,
Grace,
Ed
not
Kempner
Gracie, Macy. No, William H. Macy. Is that the guy from Shameless America?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a big fat guy. The clown from American Horror Story is based off him.
Is that not Ed Kepner?
No, Ed Kempner was just the guy who killed his man, Dad.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, so
He was arrested for 8 counts of murder.
no, yeah, sorry. Ed Kemper was the college killer.
Oh, he was the homosexual.
No.
No?
Ed Kemper was the guy that went. I can't remember the exact word that they used for him, but he had a nickname where he would go around schools like co-ed killer. He was the co-ed killer who killed female college students and then killed his man, Da, and then called the police, and the police didn't
He killed
believe
his
him.
mom and dad first.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yes.
His first
So
murder
he killed his man, Da, first, and then he went on to become the co-ed killer. He has 8
He
counts
literally
of
rang
murder.
the police while he sat outside his mom and dad's house and was like, yeah, I killed them.
Where is the guy I'm thinking of? Oh, fuck. It's really annoying because I can see him standing in front of me. And I can see, like, there's a, what's it called? There's a, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm thinking of a
Joseph Wayne Gretzky.
Joseph Wayne
Gretzky.
that's him. Because he's the...
Wayne Gretzky.
John Wayne Gretzky. He's the clown killer.
Yes.
Because that's who the guy, I can't remember the character's name in American Horror Story, but that's who he's based off. So he's based off John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy, that's his name, thank you. But they have his clown costumes on display in some
Oh, that freaks me out.
museum in America, and like there's still bloodstains on them.
I'm not even afraid of clowns, but that just freaks me
Oh,
out.
he fucks me up.
That's like, what was it that I was watching?
It?
No. Criminal Minds. And there's a killer that's dressed up as a clown and like follows these kids home. And you're like, oh my god.
No,
was
thank
that
you.
Supernatural as well? I think
I think it was
Supernatural had something
Supernatural,
like
the
that
TV
as
show,
well.
yeah.
And this clown would just appear in these poses and oh my god.
It sounds very supernatural.
He would freak me out.
Yeah, like serial killers are fucked up, man. Hot take. Serial killers are fucked up.
Yeah, imagine.
Crazy, right? But yeah, if you are going to watch this, first 2 episodes are really good. The chase is very good. The way they go into detail and actual show like archive footage of New York mothers saying, don't give them to the police, give them to us,
Yeah.
is hilarious. And then, like, New York. We're all in New York here. Hey, bada bing.
Oh,
What?
can't say that.
Can't say bada bing anymore?
Not like that.
What, my new Jersey accent?
That's not New Jersey.
Hey, bada bing. You do your washing, you go to the gym. Hey, Jersey Shore. Hey. What was that phrase, Kay?
Gym Tan Laundry.
Gym tan laundry. But yeah, first 2 episodes are really good, as in the chase, the investigation, and then there's a side story of Terry looking into it and saying, like, okay, they caught the guy, but stuff doesn't add up. He sees like clues that like don't match up. How do you get from this side of the park to this side so quickly? It just didn't add up. And
Yeah,
it
'cause
scratched that
there was
part of his brain.
At one time, one of the murders was like one person was one side of the park and then another person was the other side of the park when they got shot. But there was a close range shot like
Yeah.
on the two victims. They're like, how did this person run away and then get shot still while he was over killing this other person?
Yeah, and they checked that it was like physically impossible to run from one side of the park to the other in the time the shots rang out apparently.
Yeah.
Which obviously is evidence that there's more than one killer, but the police are like, we want to...
No, we found him. It's fine.
Yeah, the police are like, we want to get rid of all the panic. We want everybody back on the streets again. We want everybody to feel relaxed. So, yeah, we got him. Pinned them all on the one guy.
Yeah.
And then he ended up admitting to a few of the murders.
Yeah, America. Hey.
America. New York. This is my city. So, changing mood, I watched Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Completely something Katie doesn't want to watch.
No.
Although Michael B. Jordan does get his top off and rub water on himself, and Katie was walking to the sitting room at the time and she stopped walking to watch the screen, which I felt, I don't want to say hurt, but he's great.
I was just admiring his acting.
Acting my bollocks. Admiring his fucking six-pack with his boulder shoulders.
Boulder shoulders.
He has boulder shoulders, absolute boulder shoulders.
Wow.
He's a great actor, Michael B. Like from Black Panther, from Creed 1, 2 to this. He's a very good actor. He does action well. He shows emotions very well. Like there's a scene where... Can I talk spoilers?
It's only new. So
It's nearly 2 months old.
well, give spoiler alerts.
Spoiler warning! So there's a scene where his pregnant wife is upstairs asleep and he's downstairs listening to music on his laptop. And these assassins cut the power to the house and his laptop suddenly dies. Which... then he tries to plug it in.
Charge the battery.
No, that's the thing. He tries to plug it in and it doesn't turn on. So he's like, And then he tries to turn the light on, doesn't come on. And he gets his gun. And then he goes upstairs to find his pregnant wife dead. But the guys who did it's still there. And he kills one of them and heavily injures another one.
Wow.
And he recognizes, the other guy pulls off his mask, who he shoots, which is rule number 1. Bad guy rule number 1. Don't take off your mask for anything.
Well, if you're about to die,
Yeah, but
doesn't
if you
really
don't...
matter, does it?
Yeah. Because what if that other guy doesn't die and he can link it back to the whole crime thing? There's a whole conspiracy anyway that goes on from there. But like the emotions he displayed going into his wife, he's been shot like 4, 5, 6 times. And the raw emotion he displays for crawling into that bedroom and screaming when his wife finds out his wife's been killed, it's just fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I felt like my wife got killed.
Wow.
Yeah. It was hurt. It was hurtful.
Your wife?
So then he goes... But like, there's a lot of tie-ins to other Tom Clancy stuff, like with the I'm trying to remember the names, with Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer, like his friend in it. She has a relation to James Greer from the Jack Ryan TV show with John Krasinski. Again, tying it back to Quiet Place 2. So hopefully they set up a Rainbow Six movie or TV show or anything, which would be very interesting to watch because I love playing Rainbow Six. Never read the books.
No, you didn't.
What?
You don't even play it.
I do play it.
Ah.
I play it when you're not here, man. I don't play it on stream. Never play it on stream. Play Warzone on stream, man. But like to see the different international counter-terrorist units come together will be very fun to watch, and with Michael B. Jordan in charge or as part of the group. Like, I could see him being like Six, the person who runs the group, or part of the group. Like he could be part of the CIA or some part of that. And like it's a definite watch again. I'd definitely watch it again. I'd gladly watch it again because it's like Jamie Bell's accent is just so bad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What kind of accent is he doing?
Oh, he does like an American accent. Like, you gotta understand, this guy's from such and such. But he sounds awful like Eddie Redmayne in Charles Gang of Seven.
It was the same guy.
He's a descendant of Eddie Redmayne's character. No.
Tom Hayden.
Yeah, Tom?
Tom Hayden, as
Tom
far
Hayden.
as I know.
It's like Jamie Bell, like he's a great actor. He's good in this. Doesn't get a lot of room, but what he does get, he's very good in. But Michael B. Jordan really does shine. Like, I know the film's all about him, but he really does shine in this movie. The movie may be weak in some parts, but he literally carries his movies on his back to be a good action movie.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend to watch that.
If you like that kind of thing.
If you're into like espionage, special forces, shooter movies, it's definitely one to watch. It's not like a brain turn off movie where you can like just watch it and turn your brain off. You can actually watch it and enjoy it. If that makes sense. But speaking of hunky men that Katie likes, Thor: Love and Thunder wrapped.
Oh, I seen the picture today. I couldn't believe it. The size of Chris Hemsworth.
I'm gonna let Katie describe Chris Hemsworth's size to you guys and size. I'm gonna mute my microphone right now. So Katie, over to you.
Oh, well, I don't have much to say. It was just his arms.
Like, he looked massive.
Like, even next to Taika
Waititi.
Waititi.
He.
Who had the Korg.
I don't think it was the Korg arm. I think it was like a different character he was playing.
Well, I thought I saw Korg's head at the top.
Was it? I just
thought
the
so.
only thing I saw was this Chris Hemsworth with his massive body. Like, this is the biggest we've seen Chris Hemsworth. Like, this is I've seen him. I don't know about you.
Yeah. And that would be the biggest, yeah. Thor has always been his biggest character that he plays. And then when he goes into something else, he always kind of bulks down.
Yeah.
And
it is Korg. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're very right.
Even next to him, like, he looks huge.
Like, he's a fucking beast, man. It's almost like they got the opposite to the fat suit and just put a muscle suit on him.
Yeah. They're like, instead of having a fat suit, we're going to get you to train so hard for 6 months that your body is physically going to look like it's going to pop.
You're going to look like if you grazed up against something sharp, you will start leaking. Like, he looks like a water balloon that's filled to capacity.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to see the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Are Guardians of the Galaxy in this one?
I believe they are. I like, he's on
Are they getting their own movie as well?
Yeah, so what's coming out is it's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Well, no, I don't know I'm not in no particular order. It's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special, and Thor: Love and Thunder.
I thought Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special was coming out now.
Next year.
No, I thought it was coming out in November.
I'll double check it now.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it said that was the next thing, like, kind of theory kind of thing that's coming out after Loki.
Yeah, so we're on phase 4, right? Yes, we're on phase 4. So phase 4 has Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, The Eternals, which we talked about, Spider-Man No Way Home. This is in release order.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is March next year.
Oh.
Then Thor: Love and Thunder, May next year. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, July next year. The Marvels, November next year. Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah.
February 17, 2023. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, May 2023.
So that doesn't have the special coming out.
No, the special is classified as a TV show.
Yeah, so that's not going to be in that list.
So let me just check the TV show. So we have Loki, What If, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion. Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special is in late 2022.
Oh.
So it's going to be obviously November, December of
October,
2022.
November, yeah.
Directed by James Gunn. Head writer, James Gunn. It's in pre-production. Currently filming is Moon Knight and She-Hulk. Can't wait for this. I hate to say it. As a DC fan, I hate to say it, but Marvel have the game. What do we have? A 4-hour Zack Snyder cut?
That's it.
Actually, no. Shazam! Fury of the Gods just wrapped.
It's
started filming. So it started filming there about a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And it has most of the original cast, all the kids from the original cast, and obviously their adult counterparts.
Yeah.
And here's one that might surprise you. Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren are playing the bad guys.
Huh? Helen Mirren, like, what?
Helen Mirren.
And do you know who they're going to play?
I do, bear me 2 months.
Do you know
Like, they're playing, I think they're playing the children of Atlas, which is one of the letters in, I think it's one of the letters in Shazam. So, like, Shazam, like, his name's like an acronym.
Yeah.
So I think it's like the power of Atlas or something like that. I can't recall off the top of my head. Let me just... Okay, so he has the stamina of Atlas.
Yeah.
That's what it says here for the synopsis of his name and power. So they're playing Calypso, the daughter of Atlantis, and Hespera's sister, and then Helen Mirren is playing Hespera, the daughter of Atlas, who may have ill intentions.
Oh. Ooh.
And then there's
Sounds
Rachel Ann Ziegler, who is going to play Maria in the upcoming West Side Story, is playing another daughter of Atlas.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have a few daughters of Atlas in this. There's no synopsis. There's nothing coming out like saying exactly what's happening
No.
or what's going on.
They haven't a clue what's going on yet.
But I find it funny the way they started filming in May. So at the end of May they started filming.
Yeah.
But it's not being released until 2023.
Yeah, well, there's probably a lot of CGI and
Post-production.
stuff to do.
Like the first Shazam was good. I enjoyed the first Shazam.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It took the dark DCEU and made it funny.
Yeah.
Like Zachary Levi is fucking hilarious as Shazam. And the
Who?
two kids, the... What's his name?
I always think that's John Krasinski. Always. Always. I don't know what it is about it, but every time I see him and even John Krasinski, I'm like, which one's that now?
Just think, John Krasinski is Smart Pack.
That doesn't help me. They both look the exact same.
John Krasinski is
Except
married
John
to Emily
Krasinski
Blunt.
has, the beard, and I know he's married to Emily Blunt. That's the only thing. He has the beard.
He'd make a great Reed Richards.
But who was in The Office?
John Krasinski.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I always get them two mixed up.
Zachary Levi was
Levy.
Levy, Flynn Rider in Tangled.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me.
He's also in the TV show Chuck.
Yeah.
You watch that?
Yeah. See, that's where I got them confused. Because I was like, they're both Office weirdos. Like, what?
He also, for one movie, two movies or one movie? Two movies, he played Thor's, one of his companions. He played Fandral in The Dark World and Ragnarok.
Didn't watch Dark World, no.
Who
was he in Ragnarok?
Fandral. He was the guy with the blonde-haired guy with the mustache.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he played one of his mates who got killed, spoilers, in Thor Ragnarok, a movie that's 4 years old. 4 years? What?
I thought that was John Krasinski. Shocking. Honest to God, I get them two mixed up all the time. I couldn't tell you who was who.
Is it like me with Sandra Bullock and Julia Roberts?
No, because that's stupid.
No, it's not.
They don't look
stupid.
alike.
They do.
They don't.
They do.
They don't.
They really do.
They do not.
They were the ones that were in Pretty Woman and Erin Brockovich.
No, they're the same one. That's Julia Roberts.
They're not the same person.
Sandra Bullock was in Miss Congeniality. And The Proposal.
That's the one Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
Yes. And see, Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling, I always get them two mixed up sometimes.
How?
Sometimes.
One of them is the sexiest man on earth. The other one's Ryan Gosling.
Not true, but okay.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is funny.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
He's getting a bit over himself now.
Have you watched Deadpool recently?
Yeah, he's a bit full of himself now.
How dare you? I'm ending the podcast now.
Okay, bye.
How dare you? How fucking dare you? Ryan Reynolds is never full of himself.
He is. He's a little bit.
No, he's perfect.
No.
He is.
He thinks because he's Deadpool, he's just the funniest thing in the world now.
But he's fucking. He
yeah,
is
you're
funny.
alright.
He is funny.
You're gas when you have a script.
Oh, now.
Oh.
My favorite.
You can
line,
make tequila. That's no problem.
So does The Rock.
Yeah, I know. Everybody does now.
My favorite line from Deadpool 2 was when Cable and Deadpool execute the two lads from the church at the end and go, only best friends execute pedophiles together.
Script.
Oh, okay. We're watching Deadpool after this now. Yeah, we're watching Deadpool after this.
No, I can't watch it again. I've watched it too many times.
I watched Deadpool 2. That's one you haven't seen too many times.
Oh, it's not as good though.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. The man who can't die wants
See,
to
I don't
die.
like things in too many things now as well. What's his name?
Which guy?
That was Thanos.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah, he's in that as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays Cable.
Yeah, he's in too many things now.
How is he in too many things?
He came in literally the space of 3 years. He was in like 4 superhero movies. I was like, oh.
Yeah. He
That's a
was
bit much
in... What's it called? He was in... I'm trying to think of the words. Bear me. He was in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, Infinity War and Endgame.
Infinity War and Endgame don't count. They're practically one movie.
That's why I said them together.
But they're not one movie. What I'm going to do a page is something really funny. I'm going to show her Infinity War.
Yeah.
But then don't tell her about Endgame.
And then I'll show her Endgame.
No. What's going to happen
fine.
is she's going to watch it and think they lost.
And then we'll be like, oh, that's how the pandemic happened.
I'm going to show her... Contagion with Matt Damon and said, yeah, that happened to us. That was us.
You were here. You were born. You were alive.
So, yeah, in the space
You don't remember a bit of it, but here we are.
3 years. I'm just have to look it up. He was in Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll go back 4 years.
Okay.
5 years. 5 years. Guardians of the Galaxy, Thanos.
Yeah.
Avengers Age of Ultron, Thanos. Deadpool 2, Cable. Avengers Infinity War, Thanos. Avengers Endgame, Thanos. 2014, 2015, 2016 he wasn't in one. 2017 he wasn't in one. But he's in Only the Brave 2017 and I love that movie. 2018 he was in 2 comic book movies. Mm-hmm. And then he was in Avengers Endgame in 2019.
Yeah.
That movie is 2 years old now.
Scary.
We saw that before the pandemic. Wow.
Yeah.
He's also Jonah Hex, which is another comic book character.
What movie was that?
Jonah Hex.
Is that what the movie's called?
Yeah.
Oh.
He played Jonah Hex in Jonah Hex.
I've never seen it.
We're not going to watch it, don't worry.
No, okay.
Jonah Hex is an interesting character. He's basically like a disfigured cowboy who shoots people in the face.
Deadpool.
No, Deadpool's not a cowboy.
He wants to be, though.
He does want to be a cowboy. I think DC need a Thanos. Well, they have one. They have Darkseid. But the studio just won't let them do it.
I think DC need to step their game up.
It's good. It's a good debate, to be honest.
That's what I mean. Like when Captain America gets his own movie, it's his movie.
Yes.
A Batman movie now, like I know it was like Batman versus
I was
Superman.
about to say, yeah, it's Batman versus Superman.
I know, but even
this is all getting cut. I'm going to make 2 episodes out of this.
no, cut it down. We'll be all right.
Yeah, to a 1 hour episode and a 40-minute episode.
Little spin off for the Patreon.
Exactly. Oh, way to plug the Patreon. Check out the first 2 episodes of The Sons of Sam.
Watch the Friends reunion.
Make memes about Joey Tribbiani.
Mac Blanc.
Yeah, Joey Tribbiani. Definitely check out Without Remorse if you're into action movies. Watch Trial of the Chicago 7 just for the impact it'll make on your life.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Serial Nerds Podcast. Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias, the Serial Nerd Podcasts, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Crime.
Ghosts.
And don't forget to join us next week where we'll discuss more nerdy stuff, more movies, more TV shows, more crime, and more of the supernatural. Ooh. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.